Hello. All right. So, welcome back. So, continue from where we stop. I'm trying not to make us have two longer sessions. All right. So, in the previous class, we were working on lead assignments, right? Lead assignments group, and the last lead we created, somehow, it's not taking its ownership to what we expect it to do. So what I simply went back to check was, I think when we created that, if you did not click on that checkbox, that small checkbox on that, because there's no reason why it shouldn't work. So let's go ahead and try that again and proceed forward. Okay. All right. So let me just go to lead. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I want to show you something at the back end. To show you this. So let's go to our lead assignment rule again. Okay, so I'm going to click on this guy, and this is what I want to show you. If I click on edit here, okay, or I can see it at the back. So I see it at the back. Let me click on save. Done. So this is what I want to show you. This has been assigned to a Greek queue. Remember, so the ownership should be a Greek queue. So anybody from a Greek queue can easily go there to pick it. From our last class, we talked about queues. I think I explained how that works, right? So now I'm going to go ahead to create a new record. So let me just create new. So uh salutation, we start this. Let's just call this guy Pete. Pete. Then let's call this guy Sam. If there's any name like that, I doubt. Sam. So I'm just gonna call this GIG. 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 Okay. So I haven't done that. Very importantly, our industry. I'm gonna set industry to agriculture. Like we said, that's the condition we gave this. Then remember to click on, because we are testing, click on this guy. That's what we're going to do at page layout settings, right? So once you click on it and you click on save, now we are going to see something. So this is the record with Sam. So when you come to details here, the ownership is what? Agric queue. So whenever anybody from Agric queue comes, you can either come here to change ownership. That's what I wanted to show you. So that's the testing what we've done on lead assignments. The same thing applies for case assignments. We can go ahead to test that and see how it works. So let me just go ahead to rush up other things we have here. Okay. All right. So now I wrote in here that we have other rules: auto response rule, escalation rule, and duplicate and matching rule. There are many other rules, but these are the kind of major ones. Okay. I'm just going to talk about it briefly. We're not going into deep explanations, right? Because everything works similarly. Condition, actions, condition, action, and that's all. Alright, so the first one we have here is auto response rule. So both lead and case assignments will have their, can you see lead auto response rule? That is, once a lead come in, you want it to give it an auto response, right? Um, Something like, I know some of you might have, definitely almost everybody have experienced you receiving a mail that says, please do not respond to this mail. That's because no one is attending to that mail. It's an auto response. Okay. So all you need to do is create new. Then let's call this response to our group thing. So I'm not actually going to go ahead to free. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Then you can go ahead to click on it to edit it. right? New entries. That's all. So sort order conditions this. When you have this, send this. Okay. So nothing more. Then you enter your email. Then enter the email template for the response. Nothing special, no big deal about that. So same goes for the case auto response rule, right? Same goes for the case auto response rule. Definitely, it's just to auto respond, right? So you click on new and blah blah blah, you follow through the process. The other one we have here is escalation rule. This one is kind of tricky a little bit, but not tricky if we are going to look at it also. So let's look at that. Escalation. Right. The escalation rules. Okay. So now, what does this actually mean, or what does it do? This escalate. Now, let's take for instance, you have a premium account that needs to get response between 5 hours, and your auto assignment rule already sent this lead to the right team. So now let's say they got so busy that no one is able to take up on that particular premium profile account between 30 minutes, because okay, it's still going to take some time to do the job that needs to be done. So between 30 minutes, if there is no work done on the rule, escalate it. Okay. So let's assume you now have another set of users on another queue designed or that are for emergency works like that. So what the escalation rule does is, okay, you set the condition with timing. Once you don't get any response after a certain period of time, send it to this set of team to handle it. Basically, that's just what it is. There's a standard one here. You will go ahead to create a new. Okay, so let's call this escalation one. Okay, so I'm going to click on save. Then I'll go ahead to edit it before I make it active. So new entries, the same procedure as what we've been doing, but just a little bit different here. So conditions, values, blah blah blah. Then now these are the other extra things that make it different, a little bit different. Can you see? Specify the business hours criteria for this escalation rule. Now remember we talked about business hours sometimes ago, right? So let's assume. So now this will definitely done follow through with all of this. First, you can say you want to ignore business hours, that is, regardless of whatever time it comes in. After a certain period, escalate it. So, but now you want to say use business hour, specify on this case. That is, we will only attend to this case during business hours. Anything after business hours, this is how you should attend to it. Maybe you can even also condition it such that okay, after business hour, send a mail auto response rule, right? Send a mail to tell them that the lead or the case will be attended to at so period or so time. Do you get it? Then or you said business hours. So if you use this first one, it's just going to follow through. If you click on set business hours, I've done it. Click on set business hours, you have to enter when, right? But if you use, let's just use this, use business hours specified on the case. Then specify how escalation times are set. When case are created, when the case is created and disabled after case first modified. Then based on last modification time. Let's talk about this last one, the first one. Ignore that second one. When case are created, that is, you want it to, is it 30 minutes after the case has been created or 30 minutes after the last modified? Okay. Last modified, let me show you something what that last modified simply means. Okay, on your right hand side here, where you come to Is it related? Let me see activity. Oh, charter. Last modified is always somewhere here. Okay, I'll make sure I try to get it. Sorry about that. Make sure I try to get it for you to see. Okay, basically, what that simply means is, okay, take for instance, um, let me use this one we created. That I will join. The last modified will be the last time I try to open it to work on it. Okay, that will be the last modified. Oh, good. Can you see? Last modified. So it tells that I'm the one that modified this thing last as a so time. So now this escalation rule work with that. That is, you can set it to work based on the last modified or when it is created. So if you leave it on when it's created, you go ahead to click on save. Then you should go ahead to make you set the time. Okay, we didn't set order. Let's just put one here also. Okay, so if you click on save, let's go ahead and edit it. It should give me where to enter the timing. Okay, so I'm going to click on this search bar, working hours, blah blah blah. No. So if I say I want to set business hours, there's something I'm kind of trying to look for. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Let's leave it on this use business hours. To try this last modified, click on save. Trying to get something. I click on new now. New escalation rule. Good, good. Now let me go back so you get what I just did now. So having created this first entry, I now come here to click on new on this escalation rule, right? Age over, that is how many minutes, let's say 30 minutes, after 30 minutes, you want it to escalate. So that's what this works for. Auto reassign, that is, you want to change it. Okay, this time from user, you want to assign it to certain particular user or another queue. Let's just use another queue. Let's say you want to reassign it to another queue. Go ahead to click on search. We have two queues we created, so oh, well, no queue. We've not done anything related to this. Okay, so well, let's just leave it on user, and we just make it me. So if you want an email notification template for that user to see, you enter it here. Then notify user, that is your initial user. You click on the user, you you can attach, include the template in here, and you do what, to click on save, and that's that. Okay, so basically that is what we have on escalation rule. The next thing I want to talk about is duplicate and matching rule. Duplicate and matching rule, what that really does is it helps you remove duplicate um sorry duplicate record from your system. Duplicate and the duplicate management. Basically, duplicate rules. Basically, duplicate rules work solely on matching rules. That is your matching rule that determine what happens with your duplicate. Once what that rule does is after it has been conditioned, it looks for records that have the same value, because definitely when migrating records into your system or one way or the other, you can have duplicate records, right? So duplicate rules help you look for those matching records and merge them together to become one. So basically, that's what duplicate and matching record does. You can actually go ahead. It just works the same way, condition and action, right? And so the last thing I want us to talk about then is app development. Okay, app development. Remember what an application is. The sales we've been working on is an app. Service is an app, right? So now let's assume we want to create an app to put in everything. We've been working on insurance lately. Insurance, right? You have working on your car records, right? So you want to create an app that will have all the necessary objects to function. So your users will not necessarily have to start navigating through the whole wide org. Instead, they just go to their app and they have everything they need in there. Okay. So what do I mean by that? All you need to do is come to your backend here and search for app management, app manager, sorry. Click on app manager, try to come on. So now there are basically two types here. On your right hand side here, you see one new top part of the right hand side here. New Lightning app and new connected app. Okay, so you just click on new Lightning app. Connected app is much more complicated, so you just click on new Lightning app. So then we enter our details. So let's call this insurance app. Then developer name, definitely the API name will follow. Description, very good to put that. Then if you have an image or a logo to show that, you can upload this here. If you don't have any, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So here you can definitely come in to change your color. Let's say you want it to be red. Right, done. Can you see this is what the app logo will look like? If you have an image, you can put it, it will definitely reflect here. Use this app image and color instead of the org settings. So right now my org is blue, so they just follow through with that. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this as this and I'll click on next. Remember then I told you that to create an app, just click, 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 and that's what we are doing now, right? So here you can simply set you want it to have standard navigation or console navigation. Remember we talked about console too, where I told you that difference between standard navigation and console navigation is that console helps you to open all your tabs side by side, right? Remember that. Okay, so let's say you want to leave that standard. Okay, let's just leave that standard. Support form factors, desktop phones, desktop only or desktop. So I'm going to leave this as this. So set up full set of setup options or service setup. You can just leave it on setup. This service setup is the other end we used to use. So just leave it as full setup. Then app personalization, blah blah blah. Leave this. There's no point really touching that. Then click on next. Utility items. In coming classes, we talk about utility items. Utility item is kind of a base item you can put on that, but we've not gotten there. So let's still leave that. Let's still leave that. Okay. So then click on next. Then now, these are the objects you want to include in your application. So we use the account. So I'm going to click on account. Account should fall in. Da, 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 da. What else did we use? We've used cases, fallen. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? Contacts, fallen. Right. Okay. Insurance itself, fallen. Leads, fallen. opportunity record, those things will give me opportunities, falling. Let's say you want to have reports. I say reports rather. Reports can enter. We have dashboard here. Dashboard, I said now. Dashboard. Dashboards. Okay. Alright, so let's assume these are all the apps we needed. Okay, so I've added this. I'm just going to go to click on next. So profiles, those profiles want to have access to this application. So just going to system administrator, these guys, let's say this guy, and this guy. I'm just putting random profiles, okay? Then I click on save and finish. And voila, our app is ready. Okay, our app is what? Ready. All you need to do to access it is to go back here to your app launcher and check for it. And it's insurance app. You want to click it now to see what it looks like. Coming on. And this is our insurance app. So easy to navigate. So users working with this app can easily go through everything they need. Okay. So I think we've been able to go through all the major important things, right? And you can tell what your assignments will look like. Okay, you can tell what your assignments will look like. So let's just go ahead to check that. All right, so that is it, and that'll be all for this week. So please kindly go through and do your assignment diligently and uh, send it in as usual if you have access to send it in. And if you don't, make sure you try to do this for your own good. It's preparing you for your projects. Subsequently, in subsequent classes, we'll be going to automation fully. We'll be going to automations fully and followed by projects. That's the script. The next class, like I always say, learning is not easy, but learning is not hard. Just put your mind to it. Think about it. Peace.